and action.
All right, we got the little red recording thing going. So here we are back for another silver screen episode of Sons of Screens. Oh, well, not silver screen, but here we go. Anyway, so we've got a special guest tonight. We are going to discuss our happenings at the Texas Frightmare weekend. We are also going to talk about some secret Asian men. So, yeah. I don't know. That's what I got. I'm the Colonel. This is our friend Adam.
How you doing?
A few of y'all met at Frightmare this past weekend.
Yes, there's the mams.
And we've also got my co-host, Mr. Andy Fay.
I knew you were going to fucking say it. That was the heavy theme of the fucking 4-day weekend there at Texas Frightmare. Hey, Andy! And I'm just wondering, everybody going, what? What do you fucking want?
So to interject real quick, I only called you Andy like 5 times.
Only?
But I might have been the one that started it.
Yeah, I'd say that was 7 times too many. Anyway, yes.
Well,
we're doing
we have a
episode here,
and so
yeah,
I feel like we should just go ahead and jump.
Surprise guest here. A surprise guest here with good old Adam Long Dick Johnson here.
Long beard.
Long beard. Sorry.
Oh, my bad.
At least call him something that is long.
Right.
Poor translation there. Poor translation. But yeah, we're reviewing a couple of spy movies, but we're kind of undercutting that a little bit because all 3 of us were at Texas Frightmare Weekend 2025.
So before we get into our Frightmare stuff, I am out of my normal beer, so let's go ahead and talk about our random beers. Yeah. We'll start those while we start the Texas Frightmare conversation.
Sorry.
Okay.
So I tried so hard to find a beer today that would tie in with the secret agent stuff. I was unsuccessful. So I decided to get a beer that I had in my reservoir that will kind of tie to Texas Frightmare, because one of the lunches that we had while we were there was at Grimaldi's Pizza there in Irving. And Emma and I ate there the day before, and both days we got a triple pepperoni pizza.
Oh, tell me you have a pepperoni beer.
I have a double pepperoni beer.
Pepperoni.
It is a double IPA.
It's like half beer, half grease.
Oh, here we go. It says Vic's Secret on it. So it's kind of secret agent.
So instead of Victoria's Secret, it's Vic's Secret.
It's a double India Pale Ale. It is it's only 7.5%, so it won't be bad. It won't be bad.
Yeah, only like a lot of our beers are like 12% when we do these.
It also says Hot Butcher on the back of it, so it. Oh, tasting notes. What the hell? I've never seen tasting notes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh well.
But their tasting notes never match.
Adam, what you got?
All right, so while he's cracking that bad boy, I have a Tropic Slam just because I grabbed a whatever out of the Frigidaire over there. She's a tart ale with a guava, pineapple, and orange citrusy flavor. Citrusy. Doesn't have any kind of drinking directions except it's only 4.2. So nothing special, nothing to write home about.
Well, I hope it tastes better than the goddamn yard beer that you fucking hated.
Oh, that was ass.
Yourself down.
That yard beer was ass. And I choked that stuff down. Anyway, brewed by Boulevard out of Kansas City, so it's somewhat local to us. Oh, there we go. Nope, and just natural flavors. But there we go. We're gonna try it.
All right, Andrew.
I say mine is called Holla Batgirl, and it's got a fat ass ape with big old boobies on it. It's called Holla Batgirl. And the reason why I picked this is because after watching some movies, specifically one, I was like, this shit is bananas. I don't understand what the fuck is going on.
It is.
Yeah. So I decided to go with this one. It's got 7%, and it's sour ale with a banana, mango, passion fruit, and pineapple.
That's right.
That might taste a little interesting.
So I will tell you that my double pepperoni on first taste is not awful. It's not the worst beer I've had. Like, it has it is not what I expected. I expected a lot more hops. I've had single IPAs that were more hoppy than that.
Tastes like grapefruit.
This one?
That one.
Yeah, it does kind of have a grapefruit hint to it.
That is pretty damn good, actually.
I think Abby would probably like that one.
Try that one.
We're gonna try each other's beers.
We're swapping
the same
spit
room
at this moment.
Nice. Colonel, is your worst beer between Milk Dad's and the Quick Trip beer?
Milk Dad's, I think, is the only one that got a dumpster fire from me.
Milk
Oh,
Dad.
you did get that one dumpster fire, and you gave QT fucking.
Oh, did somebody get the Quick Trip beer?
Yeah, I gave it a 1. So my rating on that, we can cut this part out, but my rating on that was like you got Coors Light, and then you got Keystone Light, and then you got PBR.
Yeah.
And then you've got Quick Trip.
Worse than a PBR?
Yeah.
Because I've seen it.
Whoa!
We got some going on.
This is our first taste test here.
Is it BA?
That shit was bananas. The first initial taste was hello. Like it was like it's a sour beer, so like I felt it here more than I felt it here. You know, I was like, oh hey, how you doing?
So mine's a tart / sour, but it's really not bad. I like sours though. I'm not a big fan of hops. That one,
it starts off with the hoppy flavor, but then like it has a good. The hops go away fairly quickly, and
it has a smoother finish than like a normal IPA.
Correct.
This is just more like tart, and then it's like fruit juice. I would probably drink
from our own Kansas City.
Yeah, I would probably drink not in one night, but like I'd buy a 6-pack of these for sure. I would give it a solid like 7.5 on my rating.
You get ratings out of 5, by the way.
Okay, I get a 4.5.
It's pretty high.
That's pretty high.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
I don't think
there's beer in the past that I wish I would have given it a 5, and I can't remember what it was. But.
I don't think we've had a Miss Davis on the beer.
What's a Miss Davis? 5?
No, it's a perfect score. Yeah. Well, yeah, and
our movie ratings are at a 10, so it's a Miss Davis if it's a 10.
So that's the thing is like,
we do not have any 5 ratings on.
Are you really gonna find a 5 out of a beer? Because if you
had I need to go visit past episodes because there was one that I only gave like a 4, 4.5, and after tasting all these other beers, I wish I could go back and give that a perfect 5, but I can't.
You gave the Rogue Double Chocolate Stout a 4.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I gave the Dragon's Milk a 4.
In the candy store.
I gave the Sleepy Bee a 4.5. You gave the Down for What Blizzard beer a 4.
That was pretty good.
It
gave me diabetes.
A 4.
Oh, I didn't do any 4.5s.
You got the garage beer. You gave a 4.5.
Well, that one don't count. It was one of the random ones that we got.
Yeah, so outside of the garage beer, your highest rating is a 4, and that was the Turn Down for What Blizzard beer.
So for me to give this what I gave it, like that's saying something because I don't like fruity beer, sour. Well, I don't mind sours, but like that's not my go-tos.
And then you gave a 4 to the Rogue Double Chocolate Stout.
Alley Dunkel.
And then the other one. So the chocolate one deserves a 4. The other one probably was a perfect 5. There was one that was really good, but I was being Mr. Hardcore rating. I can't quite give that a 5 because it didn't give me a boner. You know,
we got a soundboard going.
That was solid. I could get that one going, but I didn't cut it off.
Oh my!
We had to cut all this shit out.
No, we're probably not getting
No. Raw and unedited, sir.
Next year, it's gonna be like, hey, we're gonna play last year's recap.
So,
right, Frightmare.
So, Andrew, what was your? So we're gonna go ahead and move in. So
here we go.
While we drink our beers and think about our ratings, well, Adam already gave his, but
okay, I did. It wasn't bad.
I am going let's go. What was your favorite part about Frightmare this year?
Where do I fucking begin? Like I just start at the beginning. The most butt puckering time was the ride down with good old Adam here.
Hey! To be fair, you guys had to stop because you were gonna drive into a tornado if you didn't.
Okay. Well, that was one of the few butt puckering moments. Like my butthole was super tight by the time I got to Texas.
I appreciate that. You did your Kegels
for many different reasons. One of them though was the storm situation. We were like heading right into like the eye of the fucking storm if we wouldn't have fucking stopped. And I kept telling, me being freaking nervous now, I'm like, maybe we should, slow down a little bit, take a turn somewhere. Let's just stop somewhere. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And then we stopped and picked up some supplies and ate. And then he looked at the radar. Is like, yeah, it's probably a good thing that we stopped because we were heading right inside this fucking tornado warning.
So wait, I gotta jump in real quick. So on a radar when you have like green and yellow and you get into like some pinks and like reds and whatnot.
I've got the picture.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen blue inside of a radar?
I'm pretty sure it had white.
It was blue. Last I saw it was blue. I may have gotten some white in there. Never in my life have I seen blue or white inside of a radar. And we were probably maybe 15 miles behind it. Like if I kept driving,
if we would have kept going, we would have right into that zone.
We were gonna be Dorothy. Like we were taking off. We were gone.
Maybe not necessarily one a tornado because I didn't hear if there was any confirmed tornadoes or not, but we would have been heavy into some heavy fucking shit.
That is what they were like. The blue. It's kind of hard to see. The blue dot is what they were. Is where they are.
Yeah.
And that was the storm that they stopped.
We were just slightly north of that.
I looked at it another time. That purple had turned to blue.
Okay.
It was blue, not just a blue dot. Like it was blue in the middle of that. Yeah. Because you see it right there. That all started to turn blue.
Yeah, it was we waited a good time at Hardee's, and he even asked me, he's like, ready to go? I'm like, all right, okay, I think I'm ready. I think it's starting to go, but it kept back building. So then when we took off, we started getting fucking like
hail,
big ass hail pinging on us while we're driving. I'm like, I died. And we're like, we're about to die. Like, shit.
But wait, the best part is when we got into Texas. We made it into Texas just fine.
Yeah, that wasn't even my biggest moment where I almost shit.
But it was funny.
Fucking guy.
We got crossed the Red River.
Oh, it's funny now. So now he's already experienced how, like, nervous I am when traveling and tense I am when traveling and stuff like that. We finally get to the storm, and we're in Texas. So you know that weird narrow roads with all the fucking walls.
So we had barricades both sides.
Yep.
So we're literally going like 7 miles an hour. We're listening to 4 Non Blondes. What's going on? Scream at the top of my lungs. What's going on? That song. Thank God we were only going 7 miles an hour. But yeah, so we're listening to that song, and when it goes scream at the top of my lungs instead of what's going on, he goes, "Fuck!" Really fucking loud.
No. It wasn't just fuck. It was fuck. I mean, and he thought like a semi.
I was
like
looking at my phone. So yeah. I immediately clinched and looked up and was bracing myself. I was like, "What? we're only going 7 miles an hour. Literally 7 miles an hour.
7." He goes,
"You." If we were in that heart of that fucking traffic, the kernel that that I hate in Texas, where I'm like butt pucker. If he would have done that during then, I would have literally fucking went in cardiac arrest. I would have been like, "We're done. I'm dead."
He's gonna bite a hole in the seat. That's what he's gonna do.
Oh my!
He scared the fuck out of me, and then he goes, "So how's my driving?" I'm like, "Your driving's fine. Your attitude is what's fucking scared the fuck out of me."
Oh, it was so much fun. I had more fun, and I'm not gonna like digress too much, but I had more fun like driving down there than.
Oh yeah. Sounds like you can't wait to travel with me again.
It was exciting. It was exciting.
We have 2 new visitors.
Yeah, if you hear some jingle jangle, it's the dogs.
Oh, the doggies. Yeah, we're using that. Their balls didn't pucker. God damn it.
Well, so our trip down was fairly uneventful. We decided to go ahead and leave on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
we got a comment.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's the producer.
I got you.
But so we decided to leave on Thursday, and I'm kind of glad we did because, I mean, we didn't get down to like about 1:30 in the morning. Like we left at 5 o'clock ish, and we stopped to eat. Like Luke fell asleep, so we stopped to eat. We finally got we went ahead and ate, and we let him play around for a little bit, and then next thing we know, it's 8 o'clock, and we're like, "Oh, all right." So we start driving. It's basically his bedtime, so we let him sleep. I feel like we had to stop again, but we ran into a lot of traffic trouble like
Even late?
standstill. So yeah, like in Oklahoma City on the south side, they were replacing one of the overhead like signs.
Yeah.
So they had the left 2 lanes closed, right? So I'm in the middle lane, not really knowing if it's the left or right lane I need to get into, and then we finally see a left lane closed. It took us 30 minutes to get like 3 miles. So finally see that it's left 2 lanes closed, so I get over to the right lane. We finally get up to where it's down to 1 lane. We go about 1,000 feet, and it sends, and they have you merge clear completely back into the left lane. It's like both of the lanes they closed, they had you merge back across both of them, and then when we found out that they were replacing that sign, but
so I will tell you that sign was up when we went through.
Yeah,
it fell down after we went.
Oh, it fell down.
It was down. After, so that storm that we were between this and that,
yeah,
it came down between when we went through
okay.
and when you guys through.
I thought we
had another one behind us. No, we had another one behind us.
Okay, so yeah. I thought they were replacing it. They were the storm knocked it over.
Yeah,
all
storm
right.
knocked that one over.
Well, that's because Oklahoma didn't put any money into their shit.
But they spend more than Kansas does on their roads.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will say, and I don't care if anybody's from Texas. Texas roads, so Oklahoma roads suck, but Texas roads are ass. They're ass.
It's like the second you cross the fucking border, it was all
Oklahoma. They suck, but then as soon as you get from Oklahoma to Texas, it's like it's even worse.
I could legit have my eyes closed and know exactly when we left Kansas and got into Oklahoma.
So going over the bridge of the Red River,
yeah,
from Oklahoma to Texas, yeah, it's like halfway even across that thing. It was like. What the hell? Yeah, it was terrible.
So I had to deal with that and hailstorms and all sorts of shit.
I think
What's going on?
I think we had one piece of hail hit our car, and I never did look to see if it caused a dent because I was sitting there. I was like, oh, there's hail.
I was worried about its windshield. I was like, if this shit breaks through the windshield, then
I'd say biggest we had was
tell my family I love them.
Shooter marble,
Andrew. If for something to break through the windshield, it would have to be.
It was some fat ass fucking stones, man.
I get it. I get it. But windshields are designed to not like they'll shatter, but they will not let things through.
They'll break, but they won't bust in.
No, I understand that when I'm not in a panic, but when I'm in a panic, a fucking pea-sized fucking thing is gonna make me go, "Hello."
They were big ones,
yeah.
They're like just shy of ping pong balls.
Dang.
Yeah, they were big.
How'd your car fare?
Fine.
No dinks?
Nope. Well, nothing to speak of.
All right.
I'm hoping
it was a soldier. No,
right. Because I owe less than it's worth.
But anyway, we drove through a storm, but Adam was the biggest asshole. Not even the storm. During
well, then we get down there. Okay, so we get down there. I got to tell my quick story about. So you're like telling all these people, like, oh my God, we're gonna go through this storm, and Adam's ready to like rope the fucking wind, right? Like I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna grab the tail of this tornado and just Chris do it. I was ready to bulldog a tornado. Is what I was gonna do. But he kept telling that story, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm badass. That's what I'm gonna do." It was
the first time.
I mean, I've ridden out some storms, that's for sure.
Anyway, second we got there, I cracked open some beers, and I was ready to go.
Well, yeah.
My apologies to the white sides there, because you guys were like, you said you're only a couple hours away, and it was like
and we were
several hours away. And so I started blowing you up. I was like, I was so scared.
It's like we were only a couple hours away, but then we hit traffic. So like traffic caused it to be traffic. We're gonna pause in a minute, but
okay.
Traffic caused us to not get in there at the right time. And I swear to God, that GPS, like it said that we were 4 miles away, and then I swear it took us in circles because it was like it took us all around. And
you missed.
I remember. Exit. No, I didn't miss the exit. I followed what it said. Because it said we were like 3 miles away, and it said turn in 15 miles. And I was like, something doesn't feel right here. And if I'd have just got off of the highway whenever it was just like 4 miles away, I'd have driven through town for 4 miles because it took us like 30 more minutes to get there after we were like 4 miles away. And then next time I look, we're 10 miles away. I'm like, where the fuck is this thing taking us?
I will tell you. So we were both a little concerned. Because we both sent a message, maybe a call or two. I was on the verge of hopping in my car and driving north on 35.
Yeah, he was literally about to get in his car and drive down the highway.
Or you're something. I'm
so like, I do apologize to my wife. I was getting a little short-tempered.
Yes.
Because it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and this thing was taking us where I didn't think we probably should be, and but I was following it, and I was short tempered, and
which again I get it. Like,
and then
we've all been in that position.
we're literally there checking in and trying to get the valet shit figured out, and Andrew calls me and wants to talk, and I'm like, yeah. I'm trying to do the stuff, and he was like, the third time he said, "You scared the fuck out of me, man." I was like, all right, I'm going to talk to you later. I'll call you back when we're done here. And then I don't think I did, but
no, yeah, you did. But no, I was glad you didn't. I was just glad you guys were okay. I was like, okay, that was the conversation I needed.
I know, like you were very worried about us, but I was sitting there trying to get our valet figured out and our stuff unloaded and this night, and I'm trying to talk to you, and I'm trying to talk to the valet, and I'm like, all right, Andrew, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to call you back later. I got to get this shit taken care of.
So I take two things from this whole ordeal, because not only was it me, it was also Andrew. Like, we're like, where the fuck, whatever.
Let your people know where you're at.
So it's just a quick, we're good, be there shortly.
Yeah.
It's just a brief whatever. But on the flip side, I get it. Like, when you're in that moment, like, the last thing you want to do is reach outside of your bullshit and like whatever you're dealing with, like, because your focus is just getting there.
Yep.
You're getting there, you're getting unloaded, you're getting to the room. Like, let me get to the room. Let me just fucking get unwinded a little bit, like, and I'll let you know. So that's.
But it was also like 3 hours after what we thought we were going to be there,
because you hit traffic.
We hit traffic.
Right.
We didn't. I don't think we factored in stopping to let Luke like not be in the car the whole time. Also, right. So like we had a few things that were bad time estimates on my part, but we made it.
Like an hour from Edmond.
So I told you that story so I could tell you this story, but I'm going to tell you this story after this break.
Oh, we're doing a pause.
Yeah, I was going to. Let's review our fucking beers real quick.
Well, you want to review beer?
I already reviewed my beer. Booker, I'm going to review.
Yeah, we haven't reviewed our beers yet.
I'll review it again, though.
All right. What's your Hollerback Girl?
Gone.
My Hollerback Girl goes a 4. That was actually pretty tasty.
Oh, a 4. All right.
I want to holler back at this girl. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to be the little man on the totem pole with a 3.5.
That's a 0.5.
Ah.
So we went 4, 4.5, and 3.5.
So I know, like, I'm new guy and whatnot, and like I know we're rating bullshit out of 5, but like, so I will legitimately review it. So it's more than just a 4.5. Like, I can't say like a rating, but like I am very, very picky with my beers. To be a fruity beer, like, this isn't bad at all. Like, I could, so like you get into like, we talk about like Oktoberfest and like one or two of those, I'm done. But like, I could probably make a night of these and be okay. Like, that's how good I think this one is. So
nice. So you picked a good rando out of Colonel's fridge.
Tropic Slam.
Hell yeah.
That's a good beer.
Sorry, Colonel, that you didn't get to drink that one, but I'm pretty sure you guys have.
I'm pretty sure there's another one
too.
I'll buy him.
No, I think I think that was one of them. The one that there's 2 of. So there may not be after tonight, but
no, all right. I might drink it. The other
before we enter the actual Texas Frightmare, we're gonna take a little pause break.
We'll be right back.
There it is.
What the fuck did I just say?
Vape is
evaporation. That's what
admiration.
Evaporation.
There we go.
We
ready, and we right back in this bitch.
All right.
Anyways,
So
that was the travel aspect.
We're now at
Texas
Frightmare.
Yeah.
We're now at
which our Thursday night was typical. Like, because we got there Thursday night, it was typical. I watched some of the game. We drank. We met some people. I introduced Adam to everybody. You know, typical drunken good stuff. My only question is, Adam, was that the night that you met the 70-year-old, or was it Friday night?
No, she was 50.
I did not hear about this.
It was Thursday night.
Thursday? Okay.
I'm gonna throw it all out there.
All right.
Thursday night, I met this chick, and she's 50, right? Like, whatever. We're in our circle, with Crystal and Adam.
I got a picture of her right here.
Oh no, that's not that, not quite that bad, but so anyway, we're in our little circle, and this lady comes over. She's like, "I'm gonna sit by you." I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever." Me by I'm my own business.
Hold
right?
on, was her name Jade?
Nope.
Okay.
No, because this one looked older.
anyway,
than
anyway,
their age.
I'm gonna throw a brief story, and then we're gonna move on. So we sit there. She comes sit by me, and we're bullshitting, and she's
I'll make sure you
saying
tell the
something.
story right.
Huh? I will.
I'm making sure you're telling the story right.
I got you. So
I
then
watched the
we're
whole
sitting
time.
there, we're bullshitting, and all of a sudden she's just like, yeah, like my husband wanted a new car, and she's like, but before you get a new car, or if you get a new car, she's like, I need new tits and whatever, and I'm like, you got new
Right.
tits? And she's like, yeah. She's like, they feel like a gummy bear. I'm like, huh, I'll be damned. So
Yeah,
she
a
grabs
gummy
my
bear
hand,
of all things.
She grabs my
Gummy
hand and
bear.
goes, feel them. Sticks her hand, like my hand, straight there, and it was like, yeah, feels like a gummy bear. I'm like,
I got new tits too.
I was like, fair enough. They feel like a fucking gummy bear.
They're smaller than they used to be.
Hers were bigger than I thought they would be, but
Because they were
anyway,
fake.
anyhow, it's so that was like the end. Like we bullshit, like whatever. And then it wasn't probably 10 minutes, and her husband come out and was like, "Get your ass home, bitch." Whatever. Like, I mean, that was pretty much the premise of what he said when he come out there. He was like, "Get in the room right now." I'm like, bye, Felicia.
So
Whatever.
after that weird description, me and Farmer officially decided to call him GT, as in gummy titties, because she
Yeah.
described her name, our
Okay.
tits, as gummy
She
bears.
was- But it was funny
Like
because
they feel
felt,
like gummy bears.
but that's the thing is like they felt in between like a gummy bear and like a sand stress ball. You know, like the grain.
They were not good tits.
No, I'm not saying that. If Cinnamon had if a Cinnamon
Was her name Cinnamon?
No. If a Cinnamon
Maybe
gummy
her
bear
stage
had
name.
a texture,
Back in
a
1982.
grain texture,
Uh-huh.
that's what they felt like.
A
You don't-
tit should not have a grainy texture.
So I'm saying, like,
The only thing, the 40-year-old version, like it felt like a bag of sand from the 40-year-old version.
I feel
it
like
felt better than a cornhole bag.
I feel like you're Steve Carell describing having never had sex.
But I'm saying, like, to feel
Yeah,
it,
exactly, yeah.
You know what? That's
Fake
not
titty.
terrible. Like, it's a fake titty. Like, it was a fake titty.
Okay.
That's all it was.
All right, fair enough.
Anyway, moving on past that. But anyway, her
Anyways,
husband moved on.
on to Friday,
That
Texas.
reminds me of your
Friday
girl
weekend.
from last year, Andrew, where like you weren't sure you weren't sure what was going on with your cougar last year.
Cougar.
Oh yeah, Jeanette. How you doing? She watches the show, so how you doing?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she still keeps an eye. I'll just say that.
Here you go.
But,
Maybe you won't hit that 7-year mark.
You're gonna get one of these.
Anyway,
yeah, we're recording right now, so there's not many things I can
All right,
say.
so
right
You
now.
can edit. You can
so
edit.
that takes care of Thursday night.
Thursday.
Unless there's something else you got to say about Thursday night.
No. Thursday night's gonna pass. He had his gummy titties, and
So that leaves
We're
Friday
over
morning,
on
which
this.
Friday morning we got up and I took my daughter swimming. She had a wonderful time. My wife worked. She did not have a wonderful time.
Well, just talk about your experience at the Westin there.
Okay, so Andrew was nice enough to let us take over his room at the Westin because he stayed with some of his friends over at Texcan, which actually worked out really well because we didn't know for sure that we were coming until we'd talked about coming. The plan was to come, but we weren't
Glad I
really
didn't cancel my shit.
we weren't really convinced until probably a month and a half beforehand when we ended up buying weekend passes because we debated on just doing Friday, Saturday, just doing one of the days, and to buy a single day ticket for 2 days would have been more than just buy the weekend ticket. So we were like, all right, well, just buy the weekend ticket for both of us because both the kids are free. So we do that, and we go in on Friday night, and I get Mark Duplass, his autograph.
Yeah, we don't really know how to say his last name. We're all translating it differently.
So I was extremely surprised he had zero line. Like every time I went by, he had zero line. So I got his autograph, and not knowing if this was going to be our last year at Frightmare, I finally bit the bullet, and I got Tom Savini.
Oh, you finally got Tom Savini, huh?
Did you get Bruce Campbell like prior year?
I have Bruce Campbell.
So you
already.
already have Bruce Campbell.
So here's what I got from Tom Savini. He was very I've seen him interact with other people, and my interaction was nothing like what I've ever seen him interact with people. Like it was very, very distant, and like he didn't want to be there. Like he didn't.
So it was the same.
Was that on Saturday or?
I'm on Friday.
Okay.
Friday. Oh yeah, I've got my Mark Duplass or Duplass, whatever you want to call it.
Duplass.
I got that autograph right here.
Yeah, I thought about getting him multiple times, but because he never had a line, like it wasn't very
right.
long
Like I debated on doing the Creep or the League. I ended up letting Emma decide, and she chose Creep.
But tell your story on running into Kane Hodder.
Oh yeah, sorry, I jumped ahead. My bad. I jumped way ahead.
I say
so
we're here all night.
So we were coming back from. I think it was coming back from the pool, and either way, we were on the elevator coming up, and the elevator opens, and I personally know it's like I've seen Kane Hodder's there almost every year. Also, so like I knew it was him. So he gets on the elevator. I've got Luke with me. I've got Emma with me, and Emma's buried in her phone. And I'm like, "Hey, Emma, say hi." And she's like, "Hi." And but Kane Hodder was sitting there, just kind of talking with Luke, trying to make him laugh and whatnot. And Luke smiled at him. Unfortunately, he got on the second floor. We got off on the fourth floor, so we didn't have a very long interaction. But Emma and Luke's first celebrity interaction was Kane Hodder, and he was one of the nicest people. What? But he's one of the nicest people I've ever met.
So that's my thing but he was cordial.
He was super nice.
So that's my thing is
not even cordial. He's just really cool with everybody. I've always known about that.
Like I heard a few other stories about some other people. It was like if they're not on the floor signing or whatever, and you see them outside of that, they're just like
then they don't give a shit. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But so to me, like those people that are cordial, at least say hi. Well, you're not fanboying or fangirling out, whatever. Like to me, those people are still cool as shit.
But see, now I wish I would have gotten Kane Hodder's autograph instead of Tom Savini.
Yeah.
And his line was never that long either, just because he's always there all the time.
Right.
But I just thought it was really cool that like he interacted with Luke. I thought that was
right.
That was awesome.
Luke's never gonna remember.
Luke has no idea that's fucking Jason Voorhees in about half of the Jason movies, and it kills a lot of people.
Yeah, the guy's shorter than I am, but he was Jason.
I was saying, like, dude, like portrayed as like 6.5 feet tall in his movies.
Well, that's why they didn't hire him on for Freddy vs. Jason, because he's so short. They wanted somebody that was gonna be tall. Because Kane Hodder is a little guy.
I'm out.
But he's cool. Like the small interaction I had with him, and I saw a video online of him like scaring, was it David Howard Thornton, like coming up behind him and trying to scare him or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that video. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
But like, just
not until you meet Art the Clown. He's a big old nerdy bitch. Like
I don't know Kane Hodder. I don't know Kane Hodder as a person, but the interactions I've had with him, he's a cool ass dude.
The celebrity guest list this year, like the majority of the people, the only person I've been hearing complaints about this year is Bruce Campbell himself. It's just, I think it's just because everybody else was super friendly. Like everybody else was just super fucking friendly.
Wait.
Hold on. Though.
Go ahead.
I think the reason that people were frustrated with Bruce is because he came in and said, "I'm going to sign this many autographs."
Yeah.
And whenever that number is done,
whether it's 300 for the day, 150 for the day,
you're not going to get an autograph.
Yeah.
And apparently, when you try to give him hand him like a paint pen because you want a specific color, he's like, all these people handing me specific paint pens. Like, you just take the signing and just go about your day. I'm like, God damn!
I didn't hear any of that stuff. Like, I've got my Bruce Campbell autograph right over there that I got.
Or it looks like he drew a moose on it. Yeah, yeah.
Or was it 10 hours? Because there was two. I waited through 2 different photo ops, and they were 2 hours apiece.
But my Friday experience itself, I didn't get any autographs Friday. I just went straight to my movie booths, got to collect my movies, went straight to Vinegar Syndrome and just started pillaging the different tables around there. Like I felt like Las Vegas, but I wasn't betting on anything. I was just straight up giving them money. I'm like, here, I'm buying some shit.
Hey, at least it wasn't in a back alley or some shit.
I think this was the first Frightmare that I went and didn't buy a single movie.
Wow. Yeah, I got me a little stack.
Wow.
With Adam here, this is his very first con experience ever. Like, what did you think of like the con on Friday when you
So
first went into it?
I'm gonna. Okay, I'll give you a whole ass nutshell, and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I also don't like. I'm gonna give you my whole ass nutshell between Thursday
On
and
the
Sunday.
con floor,
know
yeah,
how
yeah,
much
your whole con floor experience, like the con
So
floor itself. What was your
okay,
experience?
so Thursday was more of a you go in.
Friday.
I had a little bit of an idea. Like
Friday.
obviously, I know. No, it's Thursday. We went on Thursday night.
Oh, you wanted to get your tickets on Thursday.
Right, we went on Thursday night, and then like it was open
Oh,
night,
gotcha. Yeah.
right? Wasn't that
Well, we
open
picked
Thursday?
up our tickets. Yeah, all we did on Thursday was pick up our tickets.
Friday was
Okay,
when
so
first
Friday.
con was
Okay,
open.
we'll jump to Friday. Friday when the convention center opened, like the floor opened. Obviously, everybody and their dog is like waiting in line, but like all the vendors, but like I knew there was going to be some people dressed up, and they're cosplaying whatever. I spent a lot of time on Friday, really just taking in the whole like the
Just seeing what it's all about, like
right, like
why-
all the cosplays, try like kind of catching a little bit of the vendors, but okay, so jump to Saturday. Saturday, like I really like okay, people are cosplaying. I really started kind of like
Saturday's the best cosplay day.
well, that's the thing is
Saturday's
like
the best cosplay.
I kept seeing like the cosplay shit, but then but I was also kind of more focused on okay, now what do we have for booths? What are people really offering? Whatever. And then again, I know I'm jumping way ahead, but I'm gonna it's a
No,
nutshell
it's fine. No,
of the
yeah, just
weekend.
talk your overall experience
But
when it comes to the con floor.
Sunday was cool as shit for me because
It
like,
wasn't as busy.
well, so not only was it not as busy, but I spent a lot of time because I've already seen like I'm a big people watcher, so I've already seen the people. I went and visited all the booths. Now Sunday I visited a lot more booths. Like I really like dialed in on some booths.
Yep.
But
Like
then
what they were selling and all that shit.
right. And because one, I needed to find something like to buy for my daughter. She's huge for into horror or whatever.
Which one?
Mhm.
Grace.
Nice.
Hey, see,
But and by the way, she loved her little art clown 3D print I got her.
Did
Hell
she?
yeah.
Oh, she loved it. She's like, and so she like sent me a picture like day after I gave it to her, and it's like she like velcroed it to her dash in her car. Anyway,
Hell yeah.
so Sunday I spent a lot of time like I did still kind of like check out the booths, but I was watching all the people signing that were still there on the floor. And there were two people that I really really focused in on, and David Howland Thornton.
Did you get an autograph?
I did not. I did not get it. I did
No,
not.
he's just watching the interaction with these people.
But I spent a lot of time just watching, and so David Howard Thornton and Cole Sprouse, those two still genuinely look like they
We're enjoying
were
themselves.
in, like there and like we talked about. It's like for them, it's a 30 to 45 second, maybe 60-second interaction. But for that person, that is a lifetime memory.
They're gonna remember it for the rest of their life.
And those two seem like they were still the most genuine and interested and engaged people.
Mhm.
And so immediately my respect goes to those two
Right.
guys for sure.
Well, and
that's what I learned throughout my con years is because you look for those people that actually genuinely give a
Right.
fuck and not
Right.
just there to
Because
collect your fucking bill, you know?
again, I saw Bruce Campbell in the corner, and I mean he's just over there just like next.
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 See, that was not my experience with Bruce Campbell.
But that was on Sunday though.
When I got my experience with Bruce Campbell was on Sunday as well. The year I got him,
Oh yeah.
and he literally he saw that I didn't want it personalized. He just kind of looked at me, and one of my funny stories, my favorite stories, is like he literally looked at me because I haven't. Well, here I'll just show it to you.
Typical office guy. He can't get out of his chair. Just scoot over to get something.
So I got my Bruce Campbell right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
from
so-
2019.
So what he told me is, whenever places make things like this, they don't really think about somebody trying to autograph it.
Right.
So between you and me, or he said, this isn't going to look like my autograph, but between you and me, this is my autograph.
Right. You're gonna know. You're gonna know.
And I was like, that's great. And I got two of those signed.
So
One for my cousin.
It's,
But I was like, no, that's fine because this is for me. It's not for anybody else. It's for me.
so, but on the flip side of that is also like, yes, and there's going to be some comparative, So 100 years down the road, somebody's going to be able to compare his signature to that and be like, yeah, that's an authentic.
Oh, I don't care if they do or not.
But I'm
Because
saying,
that's for me.
But I'm saying, like,
that is never getting sold.
I'm not saying you will or anybody else will. And the person you hand it off to, they're going to know. Mm-hmm. He will know. But doesn't like it? That's all.
I don't know that he will know because he signs that ton of autographs.
I get it.
But he might see this and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember telling that guy that's not going to look like my autograph." And then he wrote Ash right there. But then the next time Sam Raimi, I didn't get Sam Raimi that year, but the next time he was there, he gave me a 1-on-1 because I still don't know what the heck that thing is.
Yeah, the weird moose looking thing. Yeah,
Sam Raimi,
the flying.
Let's take it. I mean, it's
Mr.
kind of
Hanky.
a ghost.
I don't know.
I'll say it's kind of a ghost, kind of a dildo, whatever.
But
of my many years of going to this con, though, that's always the most fun thing is like seeing which celebrities are there for the cash and which celebrities are actually there for the genuine people.
Right, and
the people that you never expect to actually enjoy. Like last year, we were disappointed that they announced Kevin Durant as a replacement for Warwick Davis. He's back-to-back years now for a reason because he's a great fucking guest. Like
Kevin Durant was my favorite autograph. Well, it was either him or Michael Ironside last year. Hold on, I got
your favorite interaction. Yeah.
So I got that. So this is jumping ahead a little bit because I got Alicia this year, but I got Kevin Durant last year with that one. So now I've got a very expensive photo here that's probably going to be framed.
Well, it's funny because because I'm in the Facebook groups with the Texas Frightmare, and there's a similar photo like that. There's a little girl that cosplayed as Abigail.
Yes,
and he took this picture with Kevin Durant like this.
Oh, nice!
Like he had this little girl on her back.
Back it up.
Yeah, it's not focusing.
Back it up.
But so that same girl was getting Alicia's autograph at the front of the line whenever we were like at the back of the line.
See, I thought that was just so cool, and I was exiting out because he was right next to the bathroom. I was exiting out, and Kevin Durant didn't have because it was Sunday, so he didn't have a line. I just told him, I was like, "Hey, I met you last year. You were really cool, and I just want to tell you, like, you are somebody that everybody talks about. They didn't expect to talk about you, but they all talk about it. And they think
and Kevin Durant
is like, he's like, I love it because I don't want to leave. He's like, I want to do this every fucking year because of all the fucking people, and he can't wait to interact
with Kevin Durant. Like the thing that I was not expecting. Like, so when he first got announced, I was like, who the hell is this?
Yeah,
why is he replacing Warwick Davis? And then I looked at this picture. I was like, oh, yeah, I know that guy. He's in a lot of stuff. But he's not. He's always a co-star, never a star. And then I started looking at some of the stuff he's in. I'm like, oh, I remember him that. He was really good. Oh, I remember him that. He's really good.
Yeah.
And then I met him.
X-Men.
And then I met him, and I was like, oh, my goodness. Like,
was it a disappointment?
If I was gay, I'd have tried to ask him to the back room right there.
Kind of like Benedict.
Oh yeah, like I was already like getting heart bubbles because how cool he was, and then he saw my background on my phone, which was Dallas Stars. He's like, "Oh, Dallas Stars, they had a win," and we started talking about hockey. And I was like, "Hold on, let me take my pants off first before you start telling me more stories," like because I was getting really excited. He was so fucking cool.
Kevin Durant was like an awesome meet. Like I don't know, I didn't meet him this year. I assume he probably had the same outlook this year as he did last year. Or something. I'm sorry.
I hope he's the next Savini, and I hope he's there every fucking year.
Agreed. And he's probably going to have a bigger line than Savini will forever.
Exactly.
So I will tell you, like I went into this not knowing really like anybody. If God,
yeah, you're a non-cultured swine, but you've learned some shit.
Hey, I have watched two.
One of us.
I have watched two movies
I'm
today.
so ready. I went through the same thing with Cardinal. I went through the same thing.
But no, like I went.
I was more of a movie watcher than he was. Going
right? Yeah, I know. Like I have a harder homework with him.
But I will say that I went into it, like I said, on Sunday. Like I really focused on like a lot of people, whatever. By Sunday, I started like really like understanding who played in what. With obviously my daughter Grace loves David Howard Thornton. Is her absolute favorite. Art the Clown is like her favorite, and I wish I would have known like how deep that was, because I would have totally went up. Like I would have stood in line for 12 hours to get her an autograph.
Right? Yeah.
And she would have loved it.
Oh, 100%. Like
I
even
know I'm looking
that
up to
little,
actually get to
3D
interview him.
print
That
guy
was
I got, if he could like somehow sign the back of that son of a bitch, oh my god, I shouldn't.
Even if he would have taken the pin and made a little mark on the back of it,
Yes.
and you would have said, "This is David Howard Thornton's mark."
She would have fucking cried. And that's the thing. So I spent some time and I learned who some of these people were. Like I said, Cole Sprouse. I'm like, okay, I only know him from.
you learned a lot over.
Well, no, from the Disney bullshit. Like from Zach and Cody. Yeah, Sweet Life of Zach Cody. From Big Daddy. I wipe my own ass. Like whatever. Like yeah, we know this, right?
I wipe my own ass.
But like
it was him that wiped his own ass, not his brother.
But
he asked.
Yeah, I know it was. But that's the thing. It's like, but she knows who that kid is. Well, he's not a kid anymore. But
same age.
Learning who some of these people are, and even like Patricia Arquette.
Mm-hmm.
And I obviously, if as an uncultured swine, I know who Linda Blair is. If you don't know who Linda Blair is, you
get out this country. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, like you have to climb out from under.
Even this guy knows Linda Blair.
Everybody knows what you should
right.
know Linda Blair. But I was obviously like, so her and who was the other Arquette that was up there? Patricia
and Rosanna.
Rosanna that had zero line the whole fucking
time.
It
was so funny.
Crystal worked.
Because
our friend Crystal worked that shit.
Crystal
she was so
worked
bored.
for line, and she's like once an hour. She get a fucking autograph. And I don't know how many times I walked past her.
Right.
And she's the only one that had a ring light set up to
yeah. But it was so funny because and I don't want to be an ass, but looking again, outsider looking in, she just looks like a bitch, and I don't. It's just the way I saw it. You know,
So the one that was downstairs, is that the one that was in one of the Freddy's, or was that the other one that was upstairs?
Was she in
Patricia
there?
was the one upstairs. Patricia was the one from Elm Street 3. Yeah, she was it's their very first con ever, and a hot commodity. You know, that's why everybody got in line with her.
Right.
Well, it's funny. It's a Sunday in the middle of the day. They announced that she has no line right now.
Oh yeah, on Sunday. Yeah, all of a sudden it was like she has no line, and it was like, what the fuck?
Well, people complain. I'm like, I waited 6 hours for this.
Well, it's like with John Carpenter the year he was there. Like, I waited in line for a long time, and then
Sunday they made that same announcement.
Sunday at 3:00, they're like, John Carpenter has no line. He's getting ready to leave. If you want to have an autograph, come up and get him. And I was like, well, then why did I wait in line for a fucking hour and a half and waste my entire VIP standing in his line?
Was he a co-producer with Wes Craven?
I don't know about his own director there.
He's his own director. Like, he directed the first Halloween.
Okay.
I
know the name. Again, it's gonna. I'm sorry, the new guy. It's gonna take me a minute to I'm not.
He's not alone.
It's gonna take me a minute because again, it's just like song references. I know songs. I know artists. I can't put them two sons of bitches together. I don't care who they are. However, I'll wait till the end of the segment.
Okay. So, do you have anything else you want to talk about Friday? We'll move into Saturday if not. I know we've been kind of blurring.
Well, we've already gotten rid of the whole doing it day by day. We're just kind of talking our experience right now.
Well, so the other cool thing
Dan, that sounded like static. The way you just fucking farted.
So the other cool thing
in my ear. I was like, did we disconnect?
No, that was a barking spider in my basement.
It came from out there, out the back door.
So the other coolest part of the weekend is that my daughter did not realize, she didn't even want I was going to get my Kevin Durant picture signed by Alicia, whatever her name is. Alicia Weir. So I was going to get that signed, and Emma knew that this girl was Matilda in Matilda the musical, but she did not want to talk to her. So I was like, all right, so I'm going to go up there, and I was like, well, do you want an autograph from Matilda? And she said, okay. So Emma got her first autograph
with Matilda.
It's kind of hard to say.
I got you.
So she got her first autograph. Oh, sorry.
Yep. That's okay.
Yeah.
Rapid fire.
God damn it.
Rapid fire. All right, do it now. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it this time. I'm trying to not get it to reflect. But yeah. Got it personalized and everything.
Well, I'll see that.
So she also So I asked her if she wanted to get her picture with her, and she said, "Yeah." So
was this your first selfie that you purchased out of a fucking celebrity?
it is the first. It is the very first selfie I've ever purchased, and it was for my daughter.
The purses.
And it was awesome. I love this picture. I love this.
Hold on, let me find it. I've got it here somewhere.
See, I'm a selfie, or I almost prefer selfies over autographs, just because I love the story behind it.
My daughter got her first interaction with a celebrity.
That's Annabelle.
How fucking cute!
Right?
Is
Abigail.
Abigail.
So yeah, his very first picture with celebrity is Abigail.
The musical.
Oh,
not the one you're
I got you.
Of,
no, I got you.
So yeah, she got to meet her, and so I made it my goal the entire time I was up there talking to Alicia Weir, because Emma said that she would not say a word. It's like, okay, we'll see about that. So every question that I asked Alicia was directed towards Emma.
Like for Emma
to respond to, like for her to interact with it.
To chime in.
For her, I asked her questions to interact with Emma.
Right.
And they did get to interact and whatnot, and it was pretty awesome. Like Emma loved it. Literally.
Damn.
Sorry.
We got a soundboard apparently.
And such a sentimental moment talking about
we didn't even get
like a wedding all over again.
We didn't even get 10. We did not get even 10 feet away from the booth. And Emma's like, "Mom, can you send me that picture? Can you send me that picture?"
Oh, yeah.
It is
That's
now
awesome.
her background on her phone.
She changed that one to the background.
Yeah.
And what's her lock screen? She changed something else to the lock screen. It was similar.
I don't know.
Because she I was there when she was like, Mom, send it. And she did. She's like, I'm trying. Of course, like the reception in the convention center was shit. And finally it went through, and she's like, immediately within 5 seconds of her getting that picture, she's like, boom, done.
Oh, it's the autograph on the lock screen.
Yes, the autograph, yes.
So legit, she just started watching horror movies. She's 9 years old. She just started watching horror movies. I'd say within the last year, and we're very careful about which horror movies she gets to watch. But like, she is hounding us about watching Abigail now. But legit, on the way home, she had her tablet out and she watched Matilda the musical.
Nice.
All right. Well, before we continue on the next tour, I got to pause because I got
Yeah,
pee.
Time to be right.
It's another intermission time. We'll be right.
Record. There we go.
And we are recording.
Hey, and we're back.
Good.
Hey.
Over in Vietnam. Anyway, go ahead.
Sorry, crowd. I was pinching my wiener and I really had to pee, so I had to cut off that conversation for a second. But well,
all right. So
grizzly bear over there.
One of the coolest things.
What'd you say?
I called you a grizzly bear.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do it.
So one of the coolest things about Alicia Weir's line is what Andrew and I were talking about on break for here a minute ago, because we were right back.
Yeah, Alicia Weir, her dad obviously was her handler because obviously she's a little kid.
She's 15.
And
Is that Abigail? Mm-hmm. Okay.
He was just standing there in the back, just watching, keeping an eye on her daughter, and you can just see the gleam on his face this whole time because so many people are gushing over her performance in this fucking movie, Abigail, which rightfully so because she crushed it. But that's just one of those, like, can you imagine, like, your daughter was in a movie, you're like, oh, awesome, it was a popular movie and stuff like that, but then you go to one of these conventions and you see the people, like, eagerly
like the guy that was in front of me in line.
Right.
Oh my God! Did I not tell you about that guy?
No.
Okay, so
story time.
So when I'm waiting in line for Alicia, I was debating
this weirdo voice actor guy.
Yeah, because so the line was super long. Like we were standing past Devin Sawa's line, I think is who it was, but there was groups of people that, like, one person was getting the autograph, they just all wanted to meet her. So the line went really quick. The guy in front of us, oh my goodness, this guy kept saying that he told me 3 times that he was a voice acting student, and he was like he was in his mid-20s at least. maybe
then he
even
showed
older.
us notebook of his notes.
Right. So he was like, I've drawn pictures of all of her characters, and I've done this and this, and then he wrote her a love note.
Mhm.
That's like
very fucking weird.
Stage 5
Like,
clinger.
he legit reminded me of John Travolta in The Fan.
Yes.
And I was just sitting there like, oh my goodness,
Yes.
like this guy is
obsessed.
This guy is creeping me out,
Obsessed.
and I don't even know this girl.
That's obsession.
Like, yeah,
times 10.
it was unfortunate for you guys' timing to get in line, because 9 times out of 10, when you get in line at Frightmare, you're gonna, while you're waiting in line, you're gonna make friends, because like the people around you are,
Right, and
just
it was
very
nice.
cool and
We
excited
talked
and
to
stuff
people,
like
but
that.
I was making sure I didn't talk to him because I heard him say,
Yeah, he's really
I
weird.
heard him say no less than 5 times that he was a voice acting student, and he showed 10 different people his little notebook of drawings that he made
Yeah.
for her and his love
That's
note.
So my
When I
thing
was gonna
is
talk
like,
to you, show me that shit too. I was like, all right, and I looked at you. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just walk off right now.
so my thing is like it's one thing, like, because like, again, me as an outsider, if you will, looking in, like, one thing to make friends, to bullshit with people online, but
this guy legit was in love with her.
To get like obsession level. That sounds like obsession.
No, it was legit.
Times 7. Like,
this guy was legit in love with her.
Yeah, he was like,
and I hope he didn't realize how young she was, because goodness.
The thing is that he was clearly, off. He was clearly off. So it wasn't like we could just be like, hey, you're a fucking creepo, because he definitely wasn't.
You also have to watch them guys. Like, he legit, like, he creeped me out.
Yeah, like John Travolta and and Fanatic.
Right.
You do have to look out for those guys. That's why I always say that 99% of the crowd at Texas Frightmare are very friendly and lovable, but you gotta look out for that 1% every once in a while. And this guy was almost like he was. And I felt bad because I know he didn't mean any harm, but
I honestly don't think he did either. But the way he was acting and whatnot in the line, I was just like, I made sure to stand between him and Emma. After
a multiple page thing for a 15-year-old girl.
Well, so like Emma was the first one in line for us, and then when he started showing me that stuff, I skipped her in line, and she was like,
"Now you guys were behind him. Did you watch his interaction with Alicia?"
Ish. It was awkward, but she made it. She was
the dad is standing right there.
100% professional as a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
she was 100% professional, and
more professional than a lot of those celebrities. I think.
I will say, even you were on what, Saturday?
Yes, we saw it on Saturday.
So even on Sunday, like I said, I spent a lot of time watching people sign, and like I said, David Howard Thornton, Cole Sprouse, like there was a few people, like I could tell they were still very much professional. Like they were professional and still engaging. She was one of those. Like she was just like, okay.
Was she still smiling ear to ear the entire time?
Well,
like,
for the most part, yes. I mean, now granted, if she had like run into like that kind of weirdo, like on Sunday, maybe a little different demeanor, but what I saw is she did not. She still was like, hey, thanks, you're a fan. Like she was still very much like, oh my god.
Like I would have hated to be in Alicia Weird's dad, because there'd be those people like that where I'm like, hold on, you're being a little weird with my daughter there.
I didn't see the entire interaction with them because I was helping Emma pick out her photo, and we were talking with the handler to get the correct money paid for the 2 autos and the selfie and this and that. And what's crazy is that girl's 15. Yeah. She probably made more money that weekend than we make in a year.
100%. It's so funny because like she didn't even look 15. Like
not in your life.
Well, not my life, but like in a year. But no, like she didn't look 15.
Because you're damn near 40 years old. If you made 15 grand a year, you made more in your life than she made in that weekend. I promise you.
Really? I finally make 20 grand a year.
But it's close. Mm-hmm. You don't think she made 15 that weekend?
Oh no! I'm saying in his life.
Oh, what I'm saying, she made 15 that weekend.
No, he's wondering how much these.
I bet she made 150 that weekend.
I'm saying that takes him 10 years to make that. If he's only making 15 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's
again,
been working since he was 15,
Yeah.
and he's now almost 40. He's made more in his lifetime than she made in that weekend.
Yes. Okay. Perspective, yes.
What I'm saying is that she made more
Understood.
in that weekend than we make in a year. I promise you that.
Oh, 100%. Well, I mean, she's teetering on yours, but
No, she made a lot more than I do.
Well, and since she's 15, her dad made that much money, and like we'll see if he's going to
She
be a
makes her
prick
money.
like Mika Hughes was.
she's a smart girl. You know, she's got her bank account set
What
up.
I will tell you about her is I did not know she was Irish.
That's what you take off.
No, like when she talked to Em and I was like,
Or did she have an accent?
oh, she had a huge accent.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So that impresses my
I got
acting
close
skills
enough I can
even
hear
more.
Yeah. I got close enough I
And
could hear her. It was pretty cool. It was very cool.
Wow,
Like, it's
I didn't
crazy,
realize
like-
she had a fucking Irish because she was
That'd
doing
be
an
like me
American
trying to
accent.
take my
in Abigail.
redneck accent out of my voice. I don't know how to do that.
But don't.
Actors and actresses just like they're Australian, and they talk like they're fucking American.
Australian.
This
and
15-year-old
Irish.
is doing dialect that you will never be able to do.
Right.
The Irish.
She can hear somebody talk a certain way, and she can talk that same way in an entire movie.
Well, the thing is, like,
I hope she stays relevant.
if we try to do like a foreign accent, if you will, whether it be French, English, Australian, Irish, like we can do like bits and pieces, but like her to do
Doing
a
it in-
full fucking dialogue of
Right.
English, like American English is
And
pretty
not
impressive.
overdo it like we overdo it with
Right.
any kind of
Because
accent,
like we over.
Betty.
You know, like we don't, you know, whatever. Yeah. 100%.
So, all right. So, I have one more autograph that I want to talk about, but I'm going to do that last. So, give me your favorite autographs / purchases this weekend.
I got 3 or 4 autographs this year. I got the 2 Predator people.
Nice.
I got Bill Duke from Predator. He's like 83 years old. I gave him this piece that I actually have right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The guy
Which one
from
was it?
Dead Dave, one of the
Which one
vendors,
was it?
he personally made this for me. Like
What-
because I was like, I want a Predator piece signed, but I don't have a piece signed. He's like, I got you. And
Hey,
then
which
he
one
sent me
was it?
this.
And
Bill
that's
Duke
what
is
Predator
up
people-
here in the top, but
So that guy on the top right?
yeah, Bill Duke is the black guy that always shaves
Okay.
himself.
Because you got that one and you got the one on the bottom, right?
And then I got the one on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I was like, hey,
You got to get the rest of
Hey, have you plugged it in and lit it up?
it turns out the one thing that I forgot was my plugins. I left it behind in the hotel.
Where the fuck did you? Okay.
In my brown
Edit.
bag. In my
Okay, edit
brown
out,
bag. But
You don't have a way to light it up?
not right now because I left them behind in the hotel room.
Well, you always do a
The
walkthrough,
one thing
bro.
I left behind. But it's a simple adapter. It's a simple adapter. I'll be able to get some shit.
Are you sure
So
you
it's
don't have
gonna. I'm positive. I left him in my brown bag.
I know, like, hold on, what is that?
It's because it's because I had.
It's the.
I'm right at the black, the
Yeah.
closet. But no, sorry, we like totally segued. Like we look like we're in 2 different frames because like the black closet back there, and like
No, the recessed closet.
okay, whatever. We don't call them black closets. The recessed closet behind us. It looks like we're in 2 different frames, and I'm like, oh shit.
I'm releasing this episode raw and unedited, just so you know.
You should. 100%. Well, you're gonna cancel me? Oh no. Sorry.
Anyway,
I
we're
don't
gonna
want
move
But
on.
anyways,
We're gonna move on.
I don't want them to cancel you.
We're gonna move.
Bill
no,
Duke thought this was
Don't
like
worry
a
about
beautiful
us. Like,
piece.
we're gonna
and
move
he was
on.
talking to me. He was talking to me like I made this. He's like, no, I somebody actually personally made this for me. Dead Dave, shout out Dead Dave and his vendor booth. He was so fucking cool. Like he even had a package with my name on it and shit because I just ran into him on Facebook saying I needed some Predator shit.
Hold on. Did he
It's
have a package with your name on it?
He did. And I grabbed it. And I grabbed it hard. and it went all over my face. All right, that went a little too far, but but I'm glad I got a cool Predator piece. And old ass Bill Duke, he was really cool. He's like, "This is a beautiful piece." I'm like, "Sweet." And then I talked to the other guy. I can't even remember his name. I just know that he was from Predator, so I had to get him signed on it too. And he was just like, just sign it. And I was like, do you enjoy Frightmare? And he's like, this is my first time coming out. Like, coming out.
It's his first time coming out?
Andrew finally came out. We knew it.
His first time doing conventions in over 10 years. And he's like,
nice.
I don't know why I stopped doing this shit, because he's like, this is amazing. And I was talking to him, and he's like, I'm very humbled, and I appreciate that, like, something that I did 40 years ago is still getting this love. And then he started pointing at something behind me. He's like, you don't see something like that in the mall every day.
Right. It reminds me of that Murderverse picture that I saw a few years ago that I really wanted to buy, but I never
really wanted to own a shirt. Yeah.
I never asked the price of it because I didn't want to know that it was in my price range, and because if it was, I was going to buy it.
I wish I would have bought more shirts this year, seeing that all t-shirts are like.
You said
30.
shirt?
Yeah, shirts. Like
then
I started looking into shirts that I didn't buy this weekend, and they're like $35 and above.
Yeah.
So I actually looked mine up.
I dropped a t-shirt this weekend, and it's $60 for a fucking t-shirt. I'm like, seriously?
No. So I looked mine up
because
after the fact. I got a $50 t-shirt.
Yeah.
For
say you scored on your goddamn mystery tee.
Fuck yeah, I did. Because mine's the Japanese poster.
Right.
And so, obviously it's a little different.
Mm-hmm. I do want to throw out one more vendor out there that I've gone to for the last 4 or 5 years, because
the book vendor,
another vendor, yeah. So the Frankenplush vendor,
oh yes,
is amazing.
I saw her.
They legit make their own toys. They're like their plush toys, like little stuffy things. And I've gotten my daughter, I think 4 or 5 of them now. My son now has 2, and like we're gonna keep buying them every year.
They need to make an Earth clown because.
Well, I think they got copyright struck
probably
because they had a bunch of.
I think I remember the copyright shit.
Well, but I think they had, because the first year they were there, they had a bunch of well-known stuff,
right?
And the more, like, as they've gone on, they're like, my wife got a 0 this year, but there was a very few amount of them left. So I think they got hit with something that, like, they're making making their own stuff now.
So I will say, like, again, outsider looking in, they're gonna go with what's popular,
right?
Like what's like.
But the first year they had 90% of their stock was horror related. Like you could tell that they were part, like, from a horror movie.
Yes.
This year, I would say there was maybe 5% that was there that was related to what you would call a horror movie. And it's probably just
get hooked up with the free book.
She did, and that's the other vendor I want to. I forget his name, but the Vamplets series. I bought Emma Vamplets is a graphic novel series, and last year I bought her the 3-book original trilogy of the Vamplets, the hardback and whatnot,
and she ended up loving it,
and she loved it. So this year we go back, and he's got a 4th book out. Unfortunately, it was paperback, but he now has stuffed animals. We ended up getting 2 of the stuffed animals, and I'll be honest with you, I kind of wanted to buy all 4 of them, but like, and she loves them. Like, she's gonna be a Vamplet for life.
So I walked by the plushie booth a fucking dozen times plus, and every time I kept watching, I kept looking, I kept watching, and I'm like, I know this one, I know that one, I know this one, but it's like for the here and now, it was like no. But
I'll tell you is they are They're not cheap.
No.
But they are high quality because they hand make each one of those. This is the Frankenplush.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I meant. That was the
They hand make every single
because
one of them.
they've got like the 15 by fucking 10 booth or whatever the fuck.
They have a big booth, and man.
But that lady spends a ton of time. You know that one of those takes her 8 to 10 hours at least, at a minimum. And it's for me, so as a person that can appreciate homemade anything, somebody spends 8 to 10 hours on one single piece. I'm going to support that person over somebody who just like screen prints a t-shirt or like has like.
That's what I like about half of these vendors is because they're all fucking.
Emma loves every single one of her Frankenplushes, and we will be getting her one every year. Like Luke has 2 of them now. Well, let's be honest. Last year I got him a spider. She didn't want the spider, so I bought a different one, and I said, "Well, Luke can have the spider. He'll be fine."
I'm going to tag these independent artists on these videos so they can see, like, hey, you're very well loved and appreciated, and keep doing these fucking these conventions, whether it's Texas
like Frankenplush, and I wish I could remember the name of the guy that did the Vamplets because Emma loved them. They're like for an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, perfect. Like, and we bought the 4th one, and since we were a return customer, he literally gave Emma a whole nother comic book.
Yeah, I remember.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't call him comic. He gave her a whole nother graphic novel.
So I ran into Abby like right after you guys went through that, and she's like, "Oh my god, yeah, like this and this and this," and like he gave her a book because like we're return customers, and this and, like it was a book, it was a graphic novel, and it was so cool. Like, but that's the thing is like people will remember, like. You may have it like myself. Like I'm gonna have my one-off interactions with some people, but you've got the ones that are year over year over year. Like even you, Andrew, like year over year. They're gonna remember. Oh, you bought XYZ last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and like you guys, like 2 years ago, this year, like, and you're gonna, in theory, you're gonna be back next year. Like they're gonna support you as much as you support them.
Correct,
100%. Because
I learned that with my Predator shit. They supported me just as much.
Because even if that fad, even if the Predator fad like fades out, they're gonna remember if you up next year, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, like you've been here the last 4 or 5
made
6
this
years.
for me.
Yeah, the thing is like if you go up and you're like, oh yeah, I've been here like fucking 6-7 years, like they're gonna remember that, and as opposed to again somebody like me, it's like first year in, it's like, oh, I just want an autograph. No, like that's they don't give a shit about me. They care about you. They care about you. They care about you. They care about like the people that have been there.
They care about you, luring you in because you're one of us.
Well, but that's the thing is at the end of the day though, like I am way lesser of a person in their eyes, not as a human being, but way lesser of a person in their eyes than you guys. Because again, this is maybe my first year, and I'm just feeling shit out. But at the end of the day,
but now look at you. You're watching all these movies now.
But the thing is, like y'all been there for 6, 8, 12, 15 years, whatever the hell years you guys have been there. They're gonna remember you guys from year to year to year to year.
To a point, yes.
Whereas to a point, yes. Whereas some rando fucking guy just walks up there and be like, hey, I don't know shit about you. Can I get your fucking autograph or can I buy some shit off of you? They don't give 2 shits about me to a point. Like, yes, they want my dollar. But on the flip side, it's like he goes every year. You go every year. Like, you guys establish that connection and you guys establish that like that personable interaction. Once you establish that personal interaction, that's what you got. So
Well, they care just as much about as the rookie as they do the veteran.
And again, I understand it, but they're going to remember you more than they're going to remember me. I promise you that.
No, they're going to remember the rookie because they're like, oh, we just fucking converted this guy.
Only because this motherfucker.
I honestly don't think the guy remembered me from last year, but he might have. But I don't think he remembered from last year because I don't know how many he sold last year. But I bought the trilogy, and he autographed all of them. And this year we went and talked to him, and we bought the fourth one, and he gave us a whole nother one because we were repeat customers. I don't know if that's because we were buying the fourth one because we already had, and we told him we already had him. I don't know. Could have been because what we told him. Could have been because he remembered us. I don't know. But
so shout out to the small vendors,
right?
We fucking love
so
you guys.
Before we get too much further,
do we need to pause?
I was gonna say
well, do we need to?
He's got to pause.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna
pause again.
Let's pause and then we'll get back. Then we'll go into my favorite autographs of the weekend, and
your movies
and the movies. All right. So we'll be right.
But yeah, shout out to the younger people, or shout out to the smaller vendors and stuff like that. We love you, and we're gonna do another TFW episode with Brian Farmer. He's gonna join us too. So
is he coming in tonight?
Two-parter.
Is he coming in tonight?
Not tonight, not tonight,
right.
but we will get him.
All right.
Yeah, when we come back, we're gonna do his autograph, and we're gonna do the movies and call it good.
We're live, bro.
Tune it in. So then, yeah, we'll be right back.
This guy.
I heard that.
Doing his phone shit while we're live.
That's fine. Cold 45.
And
exactly.
we are back.
So we are back,
and we're back.
The last pause.
All right. So I want to take this moment to give you my second to my favorite last. This is my second,
okay.
This is my second favorite autograph all weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is David Naughton.
I was like, that's David Naughton.
That is David Naughton.
Mm-hmm.
Followed up by my favorite autograph of the entire weekend, which was Randy.
Who directed that movie?
Randy.
Brian Farmer.
Randy Farmer.
Oh, shit.
What's up, buddy? I told him to do parentheses Randy, and he's like, oh, no, I got one better. Oh, shit.
So, he also,
like, I don't know if they're going to print that and put it on the wall, though.
He also signed an autograph for my wife on another movie that he directed.
Oh, so one was for you, one was for Abs.
Yeah, so it's hard to read right here, but it says, to Abby, #1 fan, Brian Farmer.
Ryan Moore.
That was a fun little moment there when we went to the side. And then we had the fucking horror YouTuber come up and talk to us while he did
right.
That.
So, like,
that was good.
Those were that was my favorite for the entire weekend, just because the guy that we know, Brian Farmer, literally made that print with him and Naughton just so that I could get that autograph.
You know
why? Because Brian Farmer's an awesome dude.
Hold on, no. Here's my thing: is if I'd have had that print, I would have 100% went and got David Naughton's autograph.
I did.
I know. I'm saying, like, that's the thing. Is like,
so when we went up and got the autograph, I was like, I gave it to him, and he was like, Andrew was with me. He kind of looked at it for a second, and he was like, yeah, our buddy made that movie. He's like, yeah, you would have had to been.
He's like, yeah, I just talked to him.
Picture.
Well, it's funny because we ran into him at the restaurant.
Yeah,
he was just like, we were like, oh, you remember this movie? He was like, oh. Yeah,
the moment the restaurant had my wiener out, yeah. But that'll come part 2 on a different Texas Frightmare conversation.
We'll talk about that one later.
But that's a Sunday story.
Yeah. But like, Sunday. David Naughton loved that we had that. Like he enjoyed. I asked him even how his experience went, and he was like, I knew all my lines. I didn't know what the movie was going to be. But like I knew my lines, and we made it happen. It was good.
Okay, it was a payday. It was a payday.
You're right. Like David Naughton is a big name. What was it? American Werewolf in London.
American Werewolf. Yeah.
So
again, here's my take.
He's a big name.
Here's my take of like it's again a brief rundown of the weekend. like, yes, there were people I'd heard about like David Naughton, like some bullshit as like movies or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like they had some legitimate parts, and or like even like starred in some legitimate movies.
Okay, they're all legitimate movies.
Not
and they starred in
the Farmer movie.
No, I can.
He's calling out Farmer right now. He's calling out Farmer right now. That's what he's doing.
Then you cannot call them whether they're legitimate or not.
Fair.
They were great movies, and we did actually interview Farmer on those. And had he been given the time he was asked for and needed for the movies, they would have been amazing movies.
He was calling out Farmer there. No. And I love that.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Air 5?
Oh, nope.
Fair.
No.
Fair.
We talked to Farmer about those movies, and had he been given what he was needed, those movies would have been blockbusters.
Fair. Andrew, do not put your head down.
I was burping.
All right. So, is there anything else we want to run through on the Frightmare?
No, because there will be a part 2 either on
like Thursday to Monday. So like y'all are between like Friday and Saturday. So continue your Saturdays. You continue your Saturday. Continue.
We're past that. We're
done talking Texas Frightmare. There's gonna be a part 2 Texas Frightmare conversation with Farmer joining in on us and telling his stories. Whether it's going to be on this channel or on the Demented Forever channel. Shout out Demented.
It'll be on Demented Forever.
Yeah,
Farmer and I already talked about that. Like he's going to give us a movie to watch, and we're gonna talk about Frightmare, and then we're gonna talk that movie.
Is that next week or is it this week?
I don't know.
Well, no, we got to schedule it, man. We got to schedule it. We'll let you know, Adam. You'll be
Send
part
me the
of
link
it
because I want to join.
because you're one of us.
One of us. I've watched two Terrifier movies today.
I'm so proud of you.
That's awesome.
No, like I am proud of myself.
Hey.
Hey.
I need you to watch The Greasy Strangler and then get back to me.
Greasy Strangler.
Greasy
Strangler.
Don't jump into the deep end. Let them go into the shallow end first.
Sir, I watched the fucking Frankenshark.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
You watched half of it.
No, I watched 15 minutes of it.
Right. Okay. You watched
that one in Beelzebub.
Fucking Beelzebub. Goddamn
Beelzebub.
We run into that bitch at the
Dick
restaurant.
Shark.
Oh, what the fuck. And then
some more stories.
Hold on. To walk by that guy's booth, that was the nicest thing I could say. To walk by that guy's booth fucking 3 days in a row and to see like Frankenshark and Dick Shark, and it's like people were like interacting. I'm like, do not. Like I kept it to myself. I kept that to myself because I'm like, I've seen one. Actually, I've seen both of those. But he had all of his other bullshit. Then I'm like, they don't get any better. But the guy came over and he was like talking to us. However, like his main actor was like, oh, he does jobs for blowjobs, and I'm like, whoa, hold on. We got fetuses over here, right? Like what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? What the fuck? Read the room, read the boobs at least. Like, the fuck is wrong?
He didn't know my daughter was there. He didn't know my son was there.
But no, like I don't.
Yeah.
I literally stood back behind his little booth for like 10 minutes. Oh, I.
All right.
I'm gonna refrain from the rest of my conversation right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna refrain from it.
We are now gonna go into our movie reviews.
There we go. Movie reviews. Dilly.
Whew. We're gonna start with Tinker Tailor Soldiers. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you ready, Andrew?
Yeah. Let's get this shit storm out of the way.
Whew. So we're gonna go into Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Like these two movies you haven't seen before, so you didn't know what you were.
No, this movie I haven't seen before. Yeah. So so I'm gonna preface this with the reason I suggested this. because this movie had Gary Oldman, it had Colin Firth, it had Tom Hardy,
Oldman.
it had Mark Strong, it had John Hart, it had Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict meets the snatch.
I just named off 6 big names, and I'm not going to name the rest. Oh, I forgot Toby Jones. Like 7 what I'll call fairly big names. And
we forgot that when it's a very long name and it's a British film, they're very confusing.
I expected a lot out of this movie, and I even researched it a little bit online.
That's a 7 out of 10.
I expected a lot out of this movie, and I'm sorry. Let me get the synopsis in.
Synopsis.
In the bleak days of the Cold War, espionage veteran George Smiley is forced from semi-retirement to uncover a Soviet agent within MI6.
The M16. That's an M16.
It's not an M16.
That's MI6, you fucking uncultured swine.
All right, so
MI6.
Whenever I saw that there was a lot of positive reviews online about this movie, and I saw that the cast list, I was like, this has to be an amazing movie. It's about secret agents and this and that.
Right.
This was one of the slowest movies. The only movie I would call slower than this one is Cloud Atlas.
Is it a beginning or is it all
that one?
Yeah, all the way through. Like, okay, I can't say all the way through because at the very beginning of the movie, you get this big meetup and whatnot where they shoot this guy and they end up shooting the mom's kid. Which, how do you kill a kid's mom in the first 5 minutes of the movie?
I can do it.
Right, but I see what you're saying. It's
like legit. This movie.
Shut the fuck up, man.
The first watch on this movie, my wife and I watched together. We were bored in maybe the first, we'll call it the first.
Well, because
45 minutes, we were bored, and I was like, we kind of started talking because we watched movies out in the garage, and we were talking and.
But then you powered through it.
Goodness, we watched.
It's not a casual watch. It's not.
No.
But you powered through
So you have to be this fucking focused to understand the fucking movie. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
I did not realize this was going to be a movie you had to put your effort into to watch. So, knowing
our show, we don't like to put effort into.
So knowing that, I did watch it again. I watched it again, and I put my effort into
at work. Hey, people that employed Colonel, he watches this movie at work.
I did put the effort in the second time, and I watched it and paid attention, and I missed a lot of stuff the first watch.
No matter how much you pay attention to it the first watch, you're missing some shit because
correct. So like the guy that got shot at the beginning of the guy that gets shot at the beginning, we just thought that every time they talked to him, it was a flashback. No, he actually survives. Like he legit.
I know, and that's what threw me off. It's a spy thriller, and we're trying to figure because Gary Oldman's trying to figure out like who's the double spy.
And I think Gary Oldman. And
then we learned that this is triple spy, and I'm.
So at the beginning of the movie, Gary Oldman got walked out or whatever, and I think that they kind of pinned it on him for the whole mess up. But
whatever,
put your hand down, bitch.
But like.
I just said whenever you're ready.
What we find out, what I found out on my second watch is, yes, he was the one that was the scapegoat of the first botched thing in the beginning of the movie, and then they came back to crawling back to him and said, "Hey, we know now that you weren't the rat. You need to go. Well, we want to hire you back and have you find out who the rat was."
Right. That's the thing, like, because we learned with Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, these British fucks. They like to have long titles for their movie, and they make it very fucking confusing.
They do.
Like, this is not a Guy Ritchie film, and like Gary Oldman is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time in acting, in my opinion, and many other opinions too.
So
like, it doesn't have to be your favorite actor, but he is the GOAT when it comes to acting.
I do have one question for you. Did you have a surprising scene for you in that movie at all?
Tom Hardy in his weird 70s fucking cute. Like that tripped me out.
So
it was very hard to follow along with, and like I claim to be a cinephile, but I'm about to revoke my card because of this movie. Because I'm like, maybe I'm not a cinephile because I don't understand this movie at all.
The movie. Okay, so the most surprising for me happened on my second watch, and that was at the end of the movie when Colin Firth
got shot in the face.
When Colin Firth's lover shot him in the face.
I think it was about, like, honestly, it was about the time when we heard the dude was a triple spy, which I didn't even think it was a real fucking thing.
Right.
It's like, I didn't know you could be a triple spy. I'm like, so then what side are you on, bitch? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Your side, their side, your side.
It was so fucking confusing.
It was.
Adam, like, what you're hearing us describe, you're seeing the movie that we saw, because I have no idea what the fuck happened in this movie.
What's it called?
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna need text messages so I can watch that. Because
that,
like, legitimately, like, that sounds interesting as shit. Like
so think of
it's interesting if you really want to focus in on it.
Think of a slow burn.
Okay.
And then,
but a slow burn that adds in.
You talk about slow burn speed.
Yes.
Divide it in half.
Oh.
And that's what Tinker Tailor.
But no, that's the thing. Is like.
And like, there are more questions than answers. Like, you don't get any answers. You just get more questions.
Right. And at the end of the day, what you end up getting is you get a movie that starts off pretty high paced.
Oh.
And then 10 minutes into the movie,
straightforward, and then went this way.
It's like you're putting a dragster speedster to win the first mile of a 500-mile race.
But after the first mile, you're just cruising stoplight to stoplight.
Now he has to take some left turns.
You're just like, fuck.
Right.
But no, here's my thing is, like, I don't mind. Like, I powered through a lot of things in my life and movies.
I powered through Cloud Atlas, and it was less disturbing than this. Like, it was less struggling for me to power through that.
Tell me that word. I never need to watch Cloud Atlas.
Worst case. I take a nap, whatever. But I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna pick up where I left off because.
So you're gonna watch it 10 times before you actually finish it.
If that's what it takes, it takes to me 10 times of watching this movie to get through it, that's what it takes. But I will tell you,
I'm not watching this movie again. I'm not watching.
No, I got you.
I watched it again. Yes, it was at work, but I put my full focus on it, and the second watch was better than the first watch. Just
it made more sense, but I'm guaranteed you're still confused though on certain aspects.
I don't think.
Oh, so. You think got it all figured out? Because
the second watch made a lot more sense.
But I'm also distracted because I have Tom Hardy with fucking sideburns and a weird fucking bushy mop on his head.
Hold on, please.
And then we got Bender Snatch cover bun with this fucking weird fucking huge ass.
Benedict beats a snatch. Like yes.
Yeah.
So the second watch, you understand a lot more what's going on, or maybe it's just that I paid a lot more attention, knowing that I needed to pay attention.
Now, since you watched twice, does your rating go higher?
No. So when you say Tom Hardy, the only thing that registers in my brain with Tom Hardy is like, no, the Hardy Boys.
Oh, jeez.
I was wondering who Tom Hardy was. Tom Hardy's one of my favorite actors.
We're gonna drop it right there.
Yeah, we're not gonna segue.
We're gonna drop it right there. But that's what happens in my head.
So, at the end of the day, what do you rate this? Like, how do you rate this movie? Like, what do you got for it?
My one only watch for it. I try to follow along because, in my opinion, like, he's not my favorite actor of all time, but I also think that Gary Oldman is the greatest actor of all time. He's the GOAT.
Gary Oldman.
Like, that's debatable, but I'll
says that I didn't get the show, but
Gary Oldman.
But yeah, he's GOAT Oldman. And we have Tom Hardy, who is one of my hands down favorite actors. I have a lot of respect for
Gary Oldman's your Joe Montana.
Gary Oldman's his Troy Aikman.
Okay, no, hold on. let me explain that a little bit because Now we're going to talk for a minute. So Gary Oldman's your Joe Montana.
One of the best.
He might have been the GOAT for a long damn time, but he ain't the GOAT no more.
Personally, Gary Oldman is my Tony Romo.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ.
Well, then
the GOAT. The GOAT.
Cristo.
Great quarterback.
Anyway.
Terrible system.
Yeah.
But.
All right. So, Andrew, review.
So, yeah. So, I mean, Gary Oldman's... I think Gary Oldman's the GOAT, but Tom Hardy, I hold him in a higher pedestal. I absolutely love everything that Tom Hardy does. Benner, fuck, cumber face. I don't fucking know. I don't like, he's cool. And it was weird seeing him with the weird parted side fucking hair and shit like that. And I know I'm just going by looks because I don't really know how to describe this movie on like
what are you trying to say?
Plot and stuff like that. Like I was trying to follow on because once they introduced the triple fucking agent, I was like, okay, you guys have completely fucking lost me here.
Hold on, who is the triple agent you're talking about?
Colin Firth is the
Colin Firth. No, he was the mole.
Colin Firth, and then he doubled onto the because he doubled up onto his double agent shit. This is why we should never review British movies because we've done 2 British movies right now.
Because Benedict meets the Snatch is like the GOAT.
All right. What do you rate this movie, Andrew?
I mean, the best I can give it after one watch is a 4. I go 4.
Fair enough.
Like I can see there's a movie in there. I don't understand why it's rated so high, but. So and if I watch it multiple times, it'd be higher, but first watch 4.
So what I'll tell you is my first watch, I was in the same boat you were. Like, I wasn't real it lost me real quick because I was expecting to watch a movie that I expected for a little bit of action in, and the beginning of the movie made me feel like I was going to get some action throughout the movie, and then it just slowed down, and it kept getting slower, and my mind started drifting. Like, so I didn't really pay attention, and my wife and I started talking, and we both decided this is a very boring movie, and I felt like since I picked the movie, I felt I needed to give it another chance. So I watched it again with my full attention on the movie because I didn't realize going into the movie that I needed to have full attention on the movie. And there was a lot of things that I missed while my mind was wandering that were very crucial points of the movie. At the end of the day, I think you explained it very well. There was a lot of misdirection going on in the movie that was very hard to follow. All that being said, it's not a movie that I won't ever not watch again, but it's not a movie that I'm going to watch whenever I just want to kind of veg out on the couch and just not
chill.
think about
Yeah,
it.
right.
I said, and a 4 is not a bad score.
This movie, literally, you have to pay attention to the entire movie, or you're going to miss something that is going to come out later in the movie.
Outsider looking in, is this a one and done movie, or is it a sequel?
No?
This is
it's a one and done movie. Yeah, there's no movie.
Okay, so. I need to know these things because, like, if I'm going to watch this movie, I need to know, like, okay, full undivided attention.
Yes,
you have to watch more than once.
Like, I can catch the highlights, and then like I can catch some overall shit later.
This is a movie that you need your full undivided attention for the entire movie.
Okay, so
and have to watch more than once.
What?
No, if you have your full undivided attention for the first watch, you're going to pick up on the things that we missed because we were wandering because it was so slow.
Fair enough.
So, that being said, for me, I give this movie a 5 because it was. Okay. I do love a slow burn, but this was slower than a slow burn. So,
it was a slow, confusing burn.
No, it was a slow burn that put points that you needed to know in the middle of the slow parts instead of putting the points you need to know in the middle of active parts, if that makes sense.
Right.
Did they hit the active points where they needed to though?
They did a very good job for a.
And we're recording.
Hey, and we're back. Adam will be back
Yeah,
in a moment. He had a little bit of a side
yeah, back.
route. He
Did,
had
did
to
we
go.
give our final score? We didn't give our
Yeah,
final
we
score.
gave her rating.
On
We
Tinker
gave her
Tailor.
ratings on Tinker Tailor.
Oh yeah, I gave 4. You gave 5. Okay, yeah.
All right, so
On
other
to the
movie
one
we
that
had-
was much easier to follow along with, which is
the other one that I kind of want to talk about has a much shorter synopsis, which is going to be great.
which is good according to the way we are. We have our time following.
So,
Like I said, I revoked my cinephile card.
all right. So I'm going to read the synopsis on The Recruit. A brilliant young CIA trainee is asked by his
There he
mentor
is.
to help him find a mole in the agency. That's it. So,
Well, see, like in this movie, I went in 100% blind. I didn't watch a single trailer or anything. The only reason why I knew who was in this movie is because I had to Google it to find where it was streaming, and I saw that Colin Farrell and Al Pacino was in this.
Yep.
Like, oh,
two
we
great
going
names.
back Pacino. We going back to back Pacino.
And I told you that last week. I was like, oh, we got another Pacino movie.
Yeah. I didn't think about that, but I love Colin Farrell. I
I do too.
He's another one that I'd never talk about, but I like any movie he's in. I'm a big fan of him, and I just love his actual personality.
I do want to talk a little bit longer about this one than we did the last one, just because I liked this one a lot better than the last one.
Yeah, I did too.
So this one had a lot more action in it. I consider this more of an action movie than a
Did you go in super blind like I did? Because I went super blind.
I saw this movie in theaters. Like
okay. So you wanted to
I've
revisit this one, and
I've probably seen this movie about 30 to 40 times.
Oh my God, you like this movie? Oh, I might break your heart.
That's fine.
I mean, it was really good. Like, but that's what was fun though. Is I went completely blind. I had no idea who was the bad guy, who was the good guy. Like, because I knew that's what this movie was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like a mystery of the thriller type thing. You're supposed to go in and not know.
Did you go in thinking Pacino would be the bad guy?
The second he recruited him, yeah.
Yeah.
The second he recruited him, I was like, okay, Pacino's the bad guy. And that's what was kind of disappointing about this. Is like it wasn't too hard. This movie wasn't too hard to figure out. Like every single test that they did,
everything's a test.
Obviously, a fucking test. Yeah, they clearly tell you at the very beginning, everything's a test. Literally, the whole movie, even when it gets hardcore, it's like this is a fucking test.
Did you enjoy this?
Even when I did, it had my full undivided. I'm at home. I have many options to fucking look at my phone, play with some fucking toys or whatever, because I'm a man child. But no, I was fully undivided. I was like, ooh, what's gonna happen next? I'm like excited. I'm pretty sure I know what the end result's gonna be, but I'm curious to see what's gonna happen next. Especially with the chick. Because I wasn't really sure where she was going. Was she CIA? Was he CIA?
What did you think about the test, like the
I say which test, because they had so many fucking tests in this movie.
Sorry, not the lie detector thing. Whenever he said, "Did you want to sleep? Did you want to sleep?" You said that we had a connection. Do we?
Yeah.
What did you think about
that's
that?
What made. That's what made me wonder. Like, okay, is she on this side or that side? Because like she clearly wanted to have sex. When we went to the scene where he went to the bar and he ran into her and was trying to take over, I was like, nope, she's a deep play. She's fucking.
When I first watched the movie, I had no idea, and I was like, oh, this bitch.
Because Al Pacino at the emphasis of the very beginning of the movie is like, don't trust anything. Everything's a test. Everything's a test. So that's why I was watching the rest of the movie. I'm like, literally every single thing is a fucking test.
That's the point of the movie that you knew, no matter what's happening.
That's what almost threw me off when Al Pacino sent. Like the whole time, I was thinking Al Pacino's the bad guy.
Yeah.
But then towards the end, I'm like, is this a test? And he's still working for the CIA, or if he's trying to, or was he bought out? Like,
and he's like, those are blanks. Shoot me right now. They're blanks.
I know what I was like. Pull the trigger. Shit. Turns out what a fucking blank. I was like, God damn it. Well, and anytime Al Pacino gives a speech in any movie, no matter what movie it is,
he's getting ready to die.
I'm invested. Well, yeah, he's ready to die, but I just want to hear his speech every fucking time.
He is a great speech.
Al Pacino. He's number 2 on the GOAT list, in my opinion.
Okay. He's below Gary Oldman.
Yeah, I'd say Gary Oldman 1, Al Pacino 2. When it comes
to
like,
hey, your Mount Rushmore is your Mount Rushmore, but I 100% disagree.
Right. Well, when I say GOAT, that's where I just think who are the best actors of all time, not my personal favorites. My personal favorite Mount Rushmore is completely different.
Okay, but that's fine. You can think that Gary Oldman's better than Al Pacino. I mean, everybody has wrong opinions every now and then. So
wrong opinions. Yeah. Do you think Al Pacino's number 1?
Oh no. But he's better than Gary Oldman.
Again, remember the difference. Favorite actor or like best actors and favorite actors. There's a difference there.
I get it. Al Pacino's still better than Gary Oldman.
Sometimes. But the majority of the time. Gary fucking Oldman. Cute. Al Pacino, number 2. Number 3, De Niro.
That's another conversation for another time.
My personal is Sly Stallone, Tom Hardy.
But you already hold on. You already said that Gary Oldman's number 1 and Al Pacino's number 2. So Sly is
my personal number 1, like my
number 3. And you said then
my favorite people to watch are Sly Stallone, Tom Hardy, and I know there's another one that I'm completely drawing a blank on.
All right, hey, that's a conversation.
Drew Barrymore.
Oh God. Drew Barrymore. All right, so that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
So
those are my separate rankings there.
So, what was your favorite scene in The Recruit?
Probably because like they always had me interested in this movie, and I'm wondering what's next. But the second the coffee got spilled on Pacino's crotch and he's worried about his pants.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that scene really made me perk up. I'm like, okay, something's about to happen. What's going on there?
All right.
But I also loved when he got kidnapped and we had the Russian dude and he made anybody question like, is this really a test or did he get kidnapped? I really enjoyed that scene too. And then it turned out when he said it was Burke, and then they opened up the fucking gate. I was like, God damn it, it wasn't Burke.
It was a test.
This is a fucking test. God damn it.
That was my second favorite scene. My first favorite scene is at the end of the movie whenever he can't get the recording to hit the network and post to everybody. So he makes it fake. And and then he comes out
at the very end there.
Right. And then he comes out and he's like, everybody, all the lasers are pointed on him. He's like, fuck, I'm gonna die. Because
I was about to say, I love that ending too, because he tricked Al Pacino to spilling his guts by making him think that he recorded everything, because he was that fucking MIT guy.
Everybody already knew what he already said.
Yeah, he was that MIT guy that was, like, hey, you're recorded. Of course, Al Pacino's gonna believe him because he recruited him.
Right.
Yeah,
this movie for me was like, I watched it when it first came out. I watched it in theaters.
You watched it a lot.
I have, and I love rewatching it every time I watch it. Like it, for me, it's a. I'll give my rating first, as long as it doesn't affect your rating.
It's not a Miss Davis, is it?
Oh no.
Okay, I was gonna say, damn, now you're getting a little soft on your Miss Davis ratings because
Oh no.
you're giving 2 now.
Like, if you want to give yours first, that's fine. I can give mine. I don't care either way.
I'll give mine. Like, this is the first watch for me. I love Colin Farrell. Obviously, I love Pacino. I mean, Scarface is one of the greatest movies of all time, and he's just one of the greatest actors of all time. I like the twists and turns, but it was also very predictable too. If you're just,
It was.
You need to stay a little closed-minded and just predict it. It's pretty fucking.
Well,
easy
and
to
as far as the predictability, when I first watched this movie, I was like in my 20s, so like I wasn't thinking about all those twists and turns possibilities.
Right, you're
So-
like, nope, this motherfucker right here, Pacino is the bad guy, as you say in this movie. So,
Right.
like, yeah, the predictability was a little weak when it's supposed to be a mystery thriller. So I'll give it a solid 6.
That's
Give it a
fine.
solid 6.
Fair. I mean,
I enjoyed
watching
it. It had my attention all the time, but it just
like you watched it. What fifth? What? You watched it 22 years after it came out. That's fair enough. So
and again, I love Colin Farrell.
So for me, this
my kid.
right. So for me, this movie had a lot of ups. This is one of my favorite genres / styles. Let me try that one more time. This is one of my favorite genres / styles of movies. I love the movies
You
that
love
are
like mystery spies or just
I love
mysteries?
thrillers. I love action. I like when it comes down to a secret agent type of thing where like it's like James Bond, where it's supposed to be twisty turny. I love those
Mhm.
movies. And when I watched this movie in 2003 when it came out, it had me by the ropes. Like I loved it
Back then, yeah.
back then. Yeah, like and
Watching it now, it's
watching it now, yeah, you see all the little things. Like you see, knowing what's coming, you see all the. Then you like once you rewatch something, you start nitpicking it, right?
right.
For me, this movie gets an 8.5.
Oh, okay.
Like it's a very good movie. It's a movie that I love to watch. It's a movie that I'll suggest anybody to watch. But it it is not top echelon.
Gotcha.
But it is a movie that I will absolutely, if somebody says
You'll definitely recommend if somebody's interested in that kind of genre of film, the mystery, thriller, suspense.
like I don't care who it is. If they say should I watch this movie, I'll say yes in a heartbeat.
And I agree because you get both Colin Farrell and Al Pacino in one movie. I don't care if it's them shitting all over stupid. I don't care. Like I have a bad example there, but like Colin Farrell and Al Pacino together, I'll watch that movie all day long. I don't care what they're doing, and I'll watch multiple times. I'll watch this movie again just to find some more random little holes that I maybe have missed and stuff like that. But,
and just so you know, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is the movie that I picked as a movie I hadn't seen yet over the Born by the way.
You don't need to back every claim. It's all right. You know.
Oh no, like
that movie failed.
I'm trying to branch out and pick. Oh, I guess Adam's not going to come back, so I'm going to move over here. I'm trying to pick movies. I'm trying to pick a movie that I know that I like. I'm trying to pick a movie that I haven't seen.
That's what I usually do too. I usually do when I.
It's like
But this next.
Oh yes, go ahead. Give us our next one.
No, I'm just saying. No, you conclude your conclusion because what I was about to say is my picks for next week.
Oh, so like I'm trying to not only provide a movie that I know I like, but I'm going to try and provide a movie that I haven't seen yet.
So you can discover it.
It failed for me on this week because I read a bunch of reviews on Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and they all said this is great. And Had I been watching
Producer
that
gave her like a 1, and she only gave it a 1 instead of a dumpster fire because they had a good cast.
had I been watching that movie in bed, I'd have fell asleep 20 minutes into the movie.
I think
Like
I
that-
leaned forward because I was like falling asleep. I was like, I'm trying to pay attention. To
Like
this
that movie had so much potential with the cast. The cast is really what the cast made it a minimum of a 5 for me. And I gave it a 5.
Again, Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, I worship the ground he walks on. I love Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's my guy.
That cast, you can't give it under. Well, you did, but I couldn't give it under a 5.
Right. Understandable. All right, well, let's wrap up this episode. It's been an extended episode. It was a nice TFW episode, part 1. You'll see part 2 either on this channel or even on Demented.
It'll be on Demented. Farmer and I already talked about it, so it'll be on Demented. He's gonna.
All right, part 2 on Demented Forever. Check us out. My picks for next week. I originally told you it was going to be a trilogy, but I changed my mind just because of current events.
Okay.
Current events is my favorite basketball team ever is in the finals. OKC Thunder. OKC, they're in the finals, baby.
You don't have to say mine. You can say our.
Our. But I'll stroke them off all day. You wouldn't.
Okay, yours.
Like my Thunder is compared to your Chiefs' obsession. Like this.
Fair enough.
The same with Thunder.
I'll take it. That's fair enough.
The movies I want to do during the week of the finals, I want to do Tropic Thunder.
Oh, okay.
And Thunder in Paradise.
So we got a Thunder theme.
Yeah, a little Thunder theme. Not a basketball theme, just Thunder theme. So we're doing Tropic Thunder, which you've seen before.
I have seen
streaming on Paramount Plus and Hulu.
Oh, don't worry.
And
I don't care where it's streaming. I'll buy it if I need to.
Oh, to let the listeners know, Thunder in Paradise, starring Hulk Hogan. It's free on YouTube. Like that's how easy access.
All right,
it is free on YouTube.
All right,
so
I'm excited
those 2 Rendos movies because the name Thunder is in it. Because I want to celebrate my team going into the finals, baby.
Hopefully,
yeah, baby.
Well, there's no chance because by the time we record next week, it's going to be maybe the start of if the Knicks keep winning, it might be this time next week before we even get game 1 of the finals.
right.
Guess who's going to be there? Guess who's going to be there?
We're already there, baby. We're already fucking there. You had to get me hyped up, man. Then gonna be there.
Woosah.
I'm so happy.
Hey, I know.
Anyways,
your Stars didn't make it, but hey, our Thunder.
I know, but I got one of the 2, and finally one of them made it.
So hey,
I have been all day.
I have been Colonel Whiteside.
Adam went somewhere, but he has been Adam the Johnson as well.
He's been Adam, one of us.
one of, and we'll see you fucking next week. So,
peace out, everybody.
Night.
Love y'all.